along to a special themed house build episode. Today we are going to be making a Lush Caves house, but more like a base, and we're going to be doing it with all of the themed blocks from the Lush Caves itself. So that includes the rooted dirt, which sits under the flowering azalea and azalea trees. Those are part of the Lush Caves. We're going to be using the moss block. We're going to be using clay. We're going to be using oak because that is the log that the azalea uses. And we are going to be using things like the spore blossom and these right here as well. We have one light source that we can use. We have the glow berries, wherever, I guess they're actually a food source. So we have the glow berries as well. And we'll be able to use these as some lighting in the cave. And then, of course, we'll be able to use the blocks that naturally spawn in the cave as well. So stone, tuff, calcite, anything that we find in these kind of areas. And we'll be using grass and things. There you can see the natural light from the berries. But this cave is very cramped. So what we want to do is we want to open it up and create some space for us to make a cave that is a little bit more inviting and a little bit more of a base. Okay, so what I have done is opened up the cave into a couple of smaller caverns on this side and one large open cavern on this side. My sort of plan is to do a base with walkways that move along, sort of like a mine shaft, but a lot more designed than that. And then we will decorate down below to be a totally lush environment and green. We'll use the lighting of the glowberries, and we will use oak wood to go with everything, and moss, and it's all going to look really, really nice. And I think we're going to do a bit of a storage room over here, and then probably a bed chamber, a smelting room, and possibly a nice enchanting setup over here. So the first thing that we want to do is kind of just lay out where we want our paths to be. So I've added a little bit of temporary lighting in here. This is definitely not how the berries are going to end up being, but we have a platform laid out here. I'm going to actually probably integrate the storage into the wall over here, just because I want it to feel as cavey as possible. But then there's a big platform here for walking, and then we want to run these pathways out this direction as well. And also up in this direction, something along those lines, maybe not perfectly straight or aligned or anything. We've got a little bit of a rail design for this as well. And I haven't started filling in anything below, but you can already see that there's going to be a nice space down here. And then I also want to texture this walkway a bit. I don't want it to be just oak, so we're going to mix in some stripped oak, and we're probably also going to mix in some stairs for a little bit of depth in places. Probably not there, but just to break this up and give it a little bit of interesting texture, we'll use these different blocks. That's too much there, and we'll do this all the way around, and then yes, that's even starting to look better already. And then we'll throw in a little bit of depth texture as well, just like that. Over here, we don't want this to be any too uniform or anything in any place, so that's adding some really nice depth to it. So let's get a bit of a wall of storage put in here, and these paths starting to go this way, and then let's check back in. Okay, I have got a bit of a storage wall in place, even with a crafting bench, and we've done a little bit of design on the ceiling as well, and a little bit of the actual lighting. I've even put a little bit of lighting in behind there just to give the chests a nice glow. And then I have continued the paths through here. It's not perfect yet. There's still some places where I want to improve and change a little bit. You just got to kind of play with it as you go, and there's still a lot of texture to be added. Of course, we can't add too much texture in the places where the paths are not whole blocks, but we'll do what we can to make it look nice. And I'm really happy with the way it's coming along. I've added a bit of a different room over here with some rooted dirt. This is going to be where our enchanting setup is against this wall over here, and we still need to add a bit of light over here, but we can throw in some temporary light again for now. And yeah, I'm very happy with how this is all coming, and I believe what's next is just to put a little bit of railing work in. I don't want to go complete railing like I did over here, but just a little bit to kind of make it look like a bit more of a complete path. We could throw some stuff in here, just like around. Don't want to connect it back or anything, but just a little bit of texture here and there in the corners. Don't really want to put one there. Something like that, and maybe around, just to break up the path a little bit and add a little bit of a solid feeling to it, so we can break it up. There we go. Yeah, things like that. So I'm gonna add some decoration to the paths and everything, and then come back and we will put our decor in these rooms and then start actually terraforming this cave. Okay, we have finished up a lot of the railings that go around here. I've sort of finished texturing my stuff. I still need to texture that platform and over here, and it's all looking nice and even. I have started adding in the moss and everything down here, and I've decided I'm actually going to use some of this glow lichen to light down here, just because I don't want to crazy light it up. I just want little bits of light, and this is going to, I think, add that quite nicely. Just a nice glow from down here, nothing too bright. So that's going to be quite nice. Add it in like that. And then over here I have added our enchanting setup and decorated this and put some lights in here, and that is all looking really nice. I've altered these pillars a little bit to look a little bit better. I think I still need a block there, but everything is looking really nice. And then I decided I want one of these spore blossoms right up at the top here. And I'm going to change up the lighting here now and actually make it what we are going to have in the end. I'm wondering if something almost symmetrical to break up the unsymmetrical nature would be nice here. I wonder if we just go around and no, it's just too symmetrical with how everything else is just a little bit off. So I think we need to come up with a design for how we're going to light this up. Probably just a little bit more sporadic like that. And then I've been using some string so that these don't go beyond what we want them to. Just like that. So now that won't grow anymore. And then I think we put one here. And of course you can make them grow longer and do it in the middle like that. Yeah, this is going to work out better. We'll leave that one there. I actually like the placement of that one. And then maybe let's put one in this fissure here. So like that. That's a nice bit of lighting. We're a little bit dark on this platform, so I feel like we need just a little bit more. I wonder if we could get a little bit from the side as well. Oh, I didn't put a string under that one. That's looking nice. This one doesn't have a string. Good, good. And then we just need a little bit more lighting here. And I wonder if maybe we can like put a little bit of lighting in the platform instead of, we could use moss carpets, but what could we use to light this up? And let me look through the blocks and see what I can find. Okay, so I decided to get a little bit more aggressive with the glowberries, and I've also added in a couple candles because they were actually showcased in the underground in the 1.17, and I just love how the candles work. Now I'm just moving my way into the rest of the cave, starting to do the designing all around. I've added more moss and everything in here, and I'm really liking the way that this is coming along. I'm still going to use some more leaves and things. Really liking the way that that is looking down there. We need to do quite a bit more work in here. And then the plan that I have for in here is to get some oak and then to get some azalea. And actually, I wonder, we could just attempt to grow one and see how it goes. My plan is to actually have an azalea tree in here. Oh, that actually worked really nicely. And I wanted it to sort of come out and wrap up the ceiling in the different rooms, like around like that and over here as well. I really like the way that that is working. Yes, just like that, and a little bit there. So yeah, it's sort of like spreading out from in here and also sort of filling this space really nicely and down the walls. So it's like this tree is becoming the biome in a way. Yeah, I love the way that the depth of these leaves work with the moss as well. So I'm just going to keep playing around with this and designing, and I'm going to put in a little bit of a bedroom over here and sort of fix things up, and then we'll take sort of one final look at the base. And here we go, all complete. The cave is totally decorated and lit and everything, and I absolutely love how this has come out. Look in here, we've put ourselves in a little furnace setup, which I love. I've added some wooden support throughout the cave in places just to add to it the leaves and the glowberries. I've put in a little bed nook over here for sleeping with some moss carpets and somewhere to put your armor. I love how this has turned out. I love that in places the vines are in front of the path. I just, this has turned out better than I ever could have expected when I started. I have done quite a bit down below the paths as well for what you see and everything. And yeah, I'm just so happy with how this has turned out. Let's just quickly look at it with some shaders on just for a guilty pleasure. I have actually just gotten my hands on some 1.17 shaders, and I am so happy that I did. They've got the nice sway for the lush berries and the glowing and everything, and this is all looking so nice. Just walking through the nice lighting and everything. Our tree in here, our armor stand over there, the glow lichen. If you look down below the paths, everything is swaying away. We've got our nice little bed to sleep in over here. And if you look down below, look at how the glow lichen glows with the shaders. I really like that. I wish it glowed more like this without them. Oh, this is just so nice. But that is our themed house build for the Lush Caves biome. I am so happy with how this turned out. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. But I will see you in the next one. Bye.